Siargao is one of the areas badly hit by Typhoon Odette, and this morning we speak to someone who experienced its wrath firsthand. Filipino filmmaker Pepe Diokno, along with his companions, were in Siargao when the typhoon hit the island last week, and Pepe now joins us live via Zoom. Hi, Pepe. Thank you so much for joining us. You arrived back in Manila yesterday morning, and thank God you and your companions are safe. Now, we saw photos and videos from your social media accounts. Can you tell us what it was like the morning that Odette hit?
Well, the video that you're seeing now was taken at around 8:45 a.m. We saw this giant wave hit the Airbnb that we were staying at. This Airbnb sits elevated on a cliff. It's quite high. I don't know the elevation exactly, but it's high and 30 meters from the ocean. So we thought we would be safe here. But we knew that the peak of the typhoon would hit at around 1 p.m. And when we saw this at 8:45 a.m., we thought that this is not the peak yet, so we better evacuate.
Right.
It
So
was,
where did you go to
yeah.
when you decided to evacuate from your rooms?
Sorry.
Where did you evacuate to? Where did you seek shelter when you decided to leave your rooms?
So this Airbnb had a garage, which is a little bit more elevated than the house. It's 100 feet, 50 meters away from the house. This is where we experienced the peak of the storm.
All right, and that photo really strikes me. It's you and your friends wearing helmets, huddling underneath a table. I think somebody was holding like a surfboard as if it was a shield. What were you thinking at that time? Were you scared? Were you just ready to ride it out, thinking it would be okay? What was going through your mind?
We were scared because this garage is just prefab, and the winds were so strong. We were afraid that the whole structure would give way, which is why we all wore helmets. After that photo was taken, we transferred to a smaller stock room, and a bunch of us also transferred to a guardhouse, which is made out of wood. We saw the roof of the guardhouse fly away, and we saw trees and branches and coconuts falling all over us. We thought that we would, it's a miracle that we survived with very few injuries.
Right, and how long were you huddled together like that?
In the guardhouse for us, it was about 2 hours, I think, from between 1 to 3 p.m.
All right, now when the storm finally settled down and left, you and some of your friends decided to make your way out some way, somehow, leave Siargao, get back to Manila. How did you do that, and what did you see along the way?
So we were staying in a town called Burgos, which is in the north of Siargao. We had our Airbnb, the Airbnb hosts we were staying with, and the family next to us took us in for 2 days, but we didn't want to be a drain on their resources, so we decided to walk. Our intention was to walk all the way to Dapa Port, which is in the south of the island, 44 kilometers from Burgos. So that would have been a 12-hour walk. We set out at 4 in the morning and walked 4 hours past the towns of Pacifico, and then Baybay and San Isidro. In Pacifico, a tricycle driver, I think, took pity on us and offered to take us by tricycle to Dapa. So that was around an hour and a half. Every single town that we passed had been hit really badly by the storm. We saw people just beginning to pick up what was left of their houses. Some were already going around with gallons, containers of water, looking for water. It was almost like a war zone. The reason we walked from Burgos to Pacifico was because the road is impassable to vehicles because of fallen coconut trees and damage to the road, which is, I think, a big problem because towns in the north are cut off from essential supplies for as long as those roads are closed. And I really hope that government starts to do the road clearing. As of yesterday, I heard that they haven't started yet, and that people up north are really having a hard time.
Right. So what would you say is the most immediate need? What is the thing that government needs to do first to get relief going? Is it clearing the roads?
For the north of Siargao, at least, I think it is clearing the roads, or at least getting boats to these towns up in the north. That's I'll say it again. That's Pacifico, Baybay, Burgos, and Alegria and Santa Monica up north. I heard are still cut off to essentials: clean water, food, shelter. The towns are leveled. You know, I mentioned this. So we saw that big wave hit our Airbnb in Burgos. We were elevated, but the town of Burgos is sea level, and they had a seawall. That seawall is now gone. So that's how strong the wave was that hit Burgos.
Right, and I'm sure we're just beginning to understand the extent of all this damage and devastation. But we thank you, Direk Pepe Diokno, for sharing your story and being with us this morning.
Thank you.